Thank you for joining us. I'm Colin Mayfield. A mother is outraged tonight after she says her late son was robbed of justice. Almost a year ago, Darren Lee Marshall Jr. was killed by a drunk driver in South Charlotte while riding his motorcycle. Now the driver, Roy Jackson, has accepted a plea agreement and will serve 30 days in jail. All new tonight for you at 11, WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman shares the mother's plea for change and why the Mecklenburg County District Attorney's Office says these types of cases are the hardest to prosecute.
On March 3rd last year, a young life was taken on Pineville-Matthews Road when a Jeep collided with a motorcycle. The victim was 30-year-old Darren Lee Marshall Jr. His mom, Britta Marshall, calls him DJ.
He really was a good soul. Like, he didn't judge people. He didn't hurt anybody.
The other driver, 72-year-old Roy James Jackson, was driving while impaired. He was charged with involuntary manslaughter and death by motor vehicle. The typical sentence for the latter is 4 to 7 years.
This man killed my son.
But on February 8th, Jackson accepted a deal, pleading guilty to only involuntary manslaughter, dropping the more serious charge. He was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 2 years probation.
Do you see the betrayal that I feel? I shouldn't have to hope for harsher penalties when you take a life.
Bill Bunting is chief of the homicide unit at the Mecklenburg County District Attorney's Office.
These types of cases, the vehicular homicides, are the absolute worst cases that we deal with.
That's because the state's sentencing guidelines for death by motor vehicle are significantly less than murder cases, leaving families of victims feeling robbed.
The legislators have carved out an exception for somebody who doesn't have any prior history. And when somebody doesn't have a prior history, if they are driving drunk and they kill somebody, it is allowable for a judge to sentence that person to just straight probation.
Jackson does not have a record. Bunting says there was a possibility he would have been given probation, or a jury may have found him not guilty due to circumstances on the road. So the DA offered him a deal.
This was our way of ensuring that he at least does some jail time.
For Britta, it's unacceptable. She hopes her son's story will incite change in state laws for sentencing.
My only prayer is that he knows I'm fighting for him.
Julia Kaufman, WCNC Charlotte.